Police officers did an amazing thing for a young boy after no one else showed up to pick him up from school. Birthdays events are presumed to be the best moments of the year, particularly for children. Nothing beats getting together with all of the friends and family to celebrate the special day. Nevertheless, one little boy's birthday turned out to be a disaster in every way he could have imagined, even though his mother disappointed him that day. The cops were then called to the school to pick him up, and his entire day happened to change from then on. Tom, the birthday boy, has arrived. On his birthday, Tom hurried down the stairs to see if there was a party waiting for him downstairs. However, all Tom discovered was that his mother had once again forgotten all about his birthday, which is something that can be very heartbreaking for only a kid. It can be devastating to have your birthday forgotten. When your mother forgets your birthday, it's especially saddening. Tom, on the other hand, decided to keep his dignity intact and hoped that his mother would make amends. Afterward that day, as his mother approached House Elementary, Tom decided to remind her of his birthday. His mother, but at the other side, stated that she had not forgotten about his birthday. She had an amazing surprise all planned and waiting for him after school. Tom's mother soon told him about the amazing party at Chuck E. Cheese she had planned for him. His mother informed him that she had invited all of his friends and that it would take place after school. Tom was so enthusiastic about his birthday party that he could not stop himself to feel joy and happiness. His mother then handed him a bag of candy and sent him off to school. Tom, on the other hand, had no clue that the party would never happen. The mother is a single mother who is constantly working. She had been working 3 different jobs to pay the bills, and she had been up since 5:00 a.m. She would work nonstop starting at midnight. Despite the fact that she worked an hour and a half away, she was always on time to pick up Tom. She wanted to make sure she could spend her son's birthday with him because she worked so much. At the end of the day, Tom began to ask all of his friends if they were enthusiastic to go party at Chuck E. Cheese. Nevertheless, none of his friends understood what he was saying nor what was actually going on. Tom remained optimistic that his mother would keep her promise. Eventually, the school day had come to an end, and Tom was waiting outside for his mother to pick him up. She was almost always punctual and did not get late at all. Therefore, he anxiously waited, expecting her to appear at any moment now. However, he was soon the last child standing, and his mother was nowhere to be found. One of the teachers eventually noticed Tom standing by himself. The instructor went over to see what was going on with Tom and who he was waiting for. He told her that he was waiting for his mom to come pick him up. However, she hadn't shown up yet. As a necessary consequence to what was going on, the teacher decided to take Tom back inside the school and call his mother to find out where she was. So the teacher escorted Tom back into the school and looked up his mother's phone number. However, the sound of car alarms greeted her as soon as she called her mother. Tom's mother appeared to have had a crazy day, and she quickly shared an update with the teacher. Tom's mother seemed to have had a particularly busy and stressful day. A car came out of nowhere and clipped her as she was backing out of a parking space after work hours. The driver of the vehicle then collapsed to the ground and claimed to have injury. As the fire department and police arrived, Tom's mother was trying to sort her way through the chaos. She didn't quite know when she'd be back for Tom. Shortly after, the teacher then escorted Tom into the administrative office to locate an emergency contact for him. As she was looking for it, she overheard Tom telling the secretary that it was his birthday and that he was looking forward to going to Chuck E. Cheese. The teacher lacked the courage to tell him that he probably wouldn't be going and he would miss his plans. As she started to look for an emergency contact, she quickly realized that none were listed. As the teacher tried to make sense of Tom's file, she realized it was all a confusing mess. Tom's mother was the only emergency contact information she had. There was no one else she could call to pick up the child. The teacher needed to act quickly. After all, she couldn't abandon Tom completely and leave him there on his own. So she did the only thing she could do at that time. She decided to call the police. The teacher immediately called a police officer due to the fact that she knew that the child needed someone to watch after him soon enough so he could meet up with his mother later. Later on, Officer Doral Robinson was called and Delu Hen arrived at school. He quickly recognized Tom. He had seen Tom before and knew it was Tom's birthday today, but he was curious to find out about what was going on. Officer Doral knew Tom's grandfather, so he called him and informed him that he would be dropping him off at his residence. Daryl, however, asked Tom's grandfather if he could give Tom a ride around town in his police car before bringing him over. Tom's grandpa was fine with it because it was the little kid's birthday, and the adventure immediately started. Officer Daryl explained that he had to sit in the back since he seems to enjoy it. Tom enjoyed being in the police car, and as he sat there, he began telling the officer about the failed Chuck E. Cheese plans. Officer Daryl's heart dropped when he learned that the boys' birthday plans had been shattered. As a result, the officer decided to help one more time. Green Bay cops are given a 1 cheeseburger voucher from the local McDonald's, so Officer Daryl decided to treat Tom to a McDonald's cheeseburger. Tom was overjoyed that he could celebrate his birthday with some McDonald's. He had no idea, however, that there would be another side road stop on the way. Officer Daryl decided to give Tom one last gift for his birthday. He decided to take him to the police station to see how things were done there. A few of Tom's coworkers placed together some last-minute gifts from him, including a pack of Green Bay Packers cards and a few stick-on tattoos. Officer Doral was extremely grateful to Tom for his assistance in making his birthday memorable. The plot twist is that Officer Doral's kindness didn't take much long to go viral. The officer was thinking of it and how much it would be wonderful if he would be able to have an impact, just like his police captain had on me, and he could choose a career in law enforcement and keep the cycle going. He was thinking also about how great it would be if it really happened. Doral's admission was affirmed by officers. Not only the police, but also other public servants do this on a daily basis. Teachers, social workers, we all do it. It's not an infrequent situation,